Good morning. My name is Ana Julia, and I am going to present the article Testing Corpus Linguistics Methods in ESP Vocabulary Teaching, written by Zorika Durovic and Sanja Bol. The presentation will be divided in some parts: introduction, objectives, problem statement, methodology, research setting, results, limitations, conclusion, and references. Regarding the introduction, the study was motivated by the fact that while corpus-based methods are increasingly popular and required in English for specific purposes, ESP, there is a scarcity of resultant experiences regarding the practical application and testing of corpus-driven vocabulary lists. The research focused specifically on exploring corpus linguistics methods for the enhancement of vocabulary teaching/learning within the marine engineering professional area, which is highly demanding vocabulary-wise. So there were a few objectives. The first one was to test efficiency and effectiveness of corpus linguistics methods in ESP teaching. The second, to compare outcomes with traditional vocabulary teaching approaches. And the third, to evaluate learners' perception through qualitative feedback. The research points out some problems. It claims that word lists are produced but rarely tested in practice. The authors also highlight the fact that vocabulary teaching must be embedded in course design and that empirical testing with specific learner groups is needed. About the methodology, the experimental research was conducted during one academic semester with 30 first-year marine engineering students. The students' knowledge of both general and technical vocabulary was tested at the beginning and at the end of the semester. 3 corpora were used. The first one, the primary specialized corpus. The second one, general English reference corpus, and the third one, parallel corpus. I'm going to talk more about each one of them. So about the primary specialized corpus, it contained instruction books and manuals from various ship types. It had 1.7 million words, and it was used for the experimental DDL group, focusing on 7 selected instruction books related to marine main engines. I'm going to talk more about the groups later. About the general English reference corpus, it contained the first 3,000 BNC/COCA words, and it was used to deduce general English vocabulary from the specialized frequency count. About the parallel corpus, it contained 2 technical textbooks in Montenegrin language, and it was used in the final assessment to test working with parallel corpora. There were 30 students that were divided into 2 groups of 15 each. The first one was the experimental group. It used an adapted data-driven learning method, DDL, which involved the direct exposure of students to specific corpus linguistics data, authentic marine engineering manuals. This group applied a bottom-up learning approach, starting with specific lexical elements. The second one was the control group, that continued with the traditional and learning method, using textbooks and exercises following a bottom-down approach. Regarding the research setting, the study took place at the Faculty of Maritime Studies Kotor, University of Montenegro. It happened in the summer semester of 2020 in the discipline English Language 2. It lasted for 15 weeks, and the assignments the students were given included extraction of technical vocabulary from manuals and translation exercises. Both groups, talking about the results now, Both groups improved in general and technical vocabulary. However, the experimental group showed greater progress. Statistical analysis confirmed the efficiency of corpus methods. Students valued authentic instruction book materials. The autonomy and the motivation of the students increased. Also, the authors found the ideal efficient for technical vocabulary acquisition and suggested a combination of traditional and corpus-based methods. However, speaking about limitations, as the research was conducted with only 30 participants, broader studies with larger groups are needed. Also, the study was limited to only one semester. In conclusion, corpus linguistics methods show promise for ESP vocabulary teaching. Students benefited from exposure to authentic technical materials. The method enhances autonomy, motivation, and professional readiness. Positive feedback supports wider adoption of corpus methods, and future research should expand scope and participant base. So that was it. This is my reference, and thank you very much for listening.